Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. It's the first Monday in 2021. And quite honestly, last week was kind of a blur. I kind of did work. I kind of didn't do work. It didn't really feel like a real week because of the holidays and the days were off. And then, yeah, I don't know about you, but I feel like today's like the start of like going back to normalcy. Plus, I'm pretty nerdy and I like a regular schedule where I just kind of do the same thing every day. So, today, I just want to give you an update on Planner 101. I know a lot of you, I actually didn't advertise this at all. There are still about, I don't know, 6,000 people registered on the waiting list for Planner 101. And I'll be honest, I'm having tech issues. So I wanted to give you an update because I did already do all of the slides. So if you recall, Planner 101 was not slides. It was just me. Like, I was so excited to talk about planners. I literally just recorded all of those videos in one day. And I don't know why. I just didn't use slides. I wasn't using slides back then. So I think it'll be easier to follow along if you have slides. I don't know why. I like slides. Hopefully you guys like slides too. So I'm going to share my screen because I did put slides together for today for a quick update. And I will tell you, there's a link below if you want to make sure you are on the wait list for Planner 101 when that launches out and what's going to be a little different this time than how I did it last time. So let me go ahead and share. Hopefully you can see my slides. I don't even know if anyone's here. Again, I meant to give you an update via email, but I didn't. So let me check and make sure this is working. Okay, it looks like it might be working. Let me check my phone. Because last time, I don't know if you guys remember, but last time I deleted the video. I talked for, I don't know, like a good 25, 30 minutes and nobody could hear me. Like everyone's like, we can't hear you, we can't hear you. But I was just so excited to chat. I just kept going on and on. Nobody said anything. So there we go. I'm now checking myself on the phone. All right, so here we go. I am going to play these slides. So in theory, they should work. Let's see. All right, so I don't know why it's doing this. My screen has changed, so hold on, let me change something really quick. It's me again, just from a different angle. I have two screens here, and for some reason it like flip-flopped the screens on me on what I'm looking at, so that's gonna make it more difficult. All right, here we go. Now it's kind of working. So I just wanted to do a little walk down memory lane. So if you're confused, it's probably because I just keep rebranding this course. I keep rebranding a lot of things. So if you were ever confused by my branding, I definitely did not miss my calling as like a branding custom one-on-one designer. I'm just like, oh, this looks pretty. Let me just switch to this. Oh, wait, this looks prettier. Let me switch to that. So if you've seen Planner 101 ever in different iterations, it at one point looked like this. And then at one point it looked like this is funny because not only is this totally wrong, I think one day I was like, I think I should just make it pink. But if you look really close, it says Lisa Latte, Sassy Sleuths at the top, and Lisa Latte, mystery author at the bottom, which doesn't make any sense, but that's what I did. And then at one point on the website, the old website just had this as the branding logo for Planner 101. And then over here, if you remember that really old logo that I used to have with the P and the F, this was another logo design for Planner 101. This was another one I created for Thinkific. So it's a little pixelated. They have like tiny little icons. And then over here, I found this mock-up and I was like, these are really cute. I'm going to make this the new logo for Planner 101. And then over here, this is hopefully, in theory, the new logo for this new course that's rolling out. And I really just wanted it to match the Planner Academy logo. And I just wanted to use that glitter effect because I hadn't used it in so long. I think I shouldn't say originally. I've gone through like lots of phases, but I really like this. I'm going to go ahead and use it. I think it looks pretty. And that's kind of our logo for the new Planner Academy 2.0 that rolls out, just to differentiate it from everything else. And I just made a bunch of little topic logos for inside of Mighty Network. So I think it's going to be really pretty if you like glitter. So just wanted to go over a couple things that are different, because Planner 101 that was out there forever and everyone who wanted it had gotten it for free for like 2 years. And then in 2020, I was like, oh, I'm going to launch a new one. So I archived it. So if you wanted access to it, you either had to join Planner Academy or you had to pay for it. I made it a premium course. And the thing is, I don't feel, because people were kind of annoyed that it was went from being free to premium, but it actually has a ton of value in it. So just going to go through that right now, just so you know, because everything that's in there is 100% totally different than everything that will be in the new Planner 101 that's rolling out. So they're all different topics. And the reason that they were different topics is because, one, I was just super excited. Like, it was just a huge stream of consciousness one day. I just recorded everything. You'll notice like I'm wearing the same shirt in all 5 videos, but I really just wanted to share like everything I could, like a big info dump. And I was really focused on design back then and not really focused on business or anything else. And I think I had mentioned too that I'm almost done. I just have to submit the last test for the Funnel Gorgeous Society. They have a FG Society certification or whatever. I've never really paid attention to copy. I've never paid attention to design or anything. It's like, honestly, just a miracle that I'm even a business, to be honest. So I really wanted to be a little more thoughtful about that, especially because I don't do any paid ads. And the thing is, it's one thing to just kind of flippantly say, oh, I don't do any paid ads, but then have a course where I'm trying to help people to sell. So I really feel like this will help infuse into Planner Academy 2.1 more of a business mindset, more where people are making a profit, more where people are like, oh, I'm making 6 figures, I'm making $1 million, right? Like, I really want to help you scale to get there. So that's really the main difference between the two. Planner 101, the original, really started out because I was just trying to do my own designs. I couldn't figure it out. Nobody was helping. No one wanted to give me information. And so I was really kind of in the weeds with the design. And so that was the bulk of Planner 101 or Planner Academy. And then it kind of grew to have marketing and to have production and fulfillment and all of those other things. So that's really the main difference. That Planner 101 is perfect for selling Planner Academy 1.0. The new Planner 101, the 2.0 version, will be perfect for selling like Planner Academy 2.0. And I don't mean like a sales engine, like that's really important for me to be salesy, because I think, you know, like salesy is like the last thing I want to do. All of those no pitch webinars I did last month were super fun. Like, I just like teaching. So, but I do believe that if you're going to take a free course, that's kind of what's considered a prerequisite for a bigger paid course, it should be indicative of what you're going to get in that other course. So with that in mind, let me just go through what's in the old Planner 101, the old version, in case you are still interested in doing that, because I still think there's a lot of value inside of there. So before, it was the first day was types of planners. So we just went through why there's so much information out there, what the different markets are, the different types of planners, where you can fit in, where you don't fit in, and then niche planners. I was really into, and I still am, into planners with a purpose. And I think planners with a purpose are still a really great niche area for someone who wants to differentiate themselves very easily from all of the competition. So that one's about 15 minutes in length. The second one is anatomy of a planner. So really just what goes in there. What's a bullet planner? What's a structured planner? What's a dated planner? What's an agenda? What's a notebook? What's a journal? So that's about 15 minutes. And then it also has a bonus lesson in there, just talking, because remember, it was very design focused, just talking about your workspace in Adobe InDesign and how to set that up and what all the different tools are inside of there. Mostly because I wanted to make sure, because it was a very design heavy course, Planner Academy was in the beginning, is that I wanted to make sure that you weren't scared off when you got into the actual course. If you purchased it and you were like, hey, why are we using Adobe InDesign? Nobody ever mentioned this. I thought we could design this in Keynote. or PowerPoint or Microsoft Excel or something else. So that was another reason why that bonus video was inside of there. Day 3, we talked about what I felt were, and I still are, kind of the main layouts, which are horizontal versus vertical. Now, since then, it's kind of changed, especially with digital. We didn't talk at all about digital planners back then because I think in 2017, I mean, there were digital planners out there, but it was never anything like it is now. Apple Pencils were, I don't even know if they were invented. I'm sure they were invented. I just don't know if they were that prevalent. GoodNotes wasn't that good. Notability didn't exist. So this is really just talking about physical planners and printables. And we talked about, which layout is best and who prefers what and why you should do one versus the other, and how to create some of those different layouts. So that video is about 7 minutes. And then there's a bonus video inside of there that's 10 minutes that just talks about how to edit text. Because at the time, I did have a lot of templates available, not as many as I have now, but I wanted people to, because remember I was thinking about design, I wanted people to get up and running and be able to just go ahead and edit stuff, right? Like buy the monthly, but then, hey, how do I change some of the dates? Or maybe I want to make a Spanish planner, which I don't know if you saw, Bloom Daily Planners just came out. Was it Bloom? I believe it was Bloom, came out with a Spanish planner. So it's a huge untapped market, especially when you look at the number of Spanish-speaking people just in the US alone versus the whole world. So if you are someone who is bilingual or multilingual, it doesn't even have to be Spanish, it could be any language, you can easily make a niche planner that people are automatically going to love, and you're not going to have as much competition. So something else to think about. So that's why there's that bonus lesson inside of there. Now, day 4, talked all about money, right? Like, because you're like, I don't want to go broke making a planner, because if you order 1,000, and I'm so bad at math. So if you order 1,000 is usually the minimum order. And let's say it costs you, I don't even know, $35 to get each one done. That's 35,000. I know you're like, yeah, I think it's 35,000. So that's like a lot of money to outlay in cash for your first planner, which you don't know if it's going to sell. You don't even know if it's like something you want to do. So we talk about doing Kickstarters, and we talk about some of the consequences of doing a Kickstarter, like the fact that if you do one, I think, is it Kickstarter or the other one, where once you do it, your thing is there forever. Remember, I had one client, I had done a bunch of graphics for her and for her Kickstarter. And then afterwards, and this is for a fitness clothing client, and this when I was still doing graphic design, and she was calling me in tears because she didn't realize that you cannot ever delete your Kickstarter. It is literally there for eternity. There's no way to delete it or remove it. And that's just their policy. So, if it's something you're trying out and you don't want your face associated with it, or you're not really sure if that's kind of your thing, just small caveats like that you need to understand before you run out and do one of those campaigns. Layout design. So again, very, very design heavy on the 5th day, the last day. We don't even talk about making a business plan or like how to get started. We just talk about layouts, right? We talk about DIY, how to hire a designer, how to make things ready for a professional printer. So not that these aren't important, but this is like really getting in the nitty gritty. If you are someone who's like, I love doing design and this is totally what I plan to do, I can't wait to start learning Adobe InDesign, this is a really great primer for you with these 5 days. And this one is 13 minutes in length. So all of these together, and there's a lot in there. So I kind of rebranded it as Planner 101 Design. And what you get is there's 6 video lessons inside of it. That's not true. There's 7. I told you I'm not great at math. There's 7 video lessons inside of there. There's a 25-page workbook that comes with it. And you're going to learn all those things that we just talked about. So I left a link below if you want to get that. If you purchased Planner Academy Boss School, this Planner Academy 1.0 that I just had for sale, it's already included. So don't buy it. And I don't think it matters. I think when you go to buy it, it'll tell you that you already have it. So that is all available for sale. It's $27. The price will be going up as soon as this new Planner 101 is done and ready to go. So let's go ahead and move on. I'll peek inside and see if there's any questions. Vertel, Marie, hola, nice. Let me move it over here. I'm facing the wrong way. Kalanu Art, hello. I've missed so many plans to catch up now. Awesome. Coco Lux, hello everyone. Malaya, hey. Coco Lux, I like the rebranding using different colors. I am like a rebranding crazy person. So my friend Lauren Lane, who I actually don't even talk to, so my old friend Lauren Lane, not that we're just busy, she is also a graphic designer, and you'll notice, like, if you ever visit her website, she also does website design. She changes her website like almost every month, every week. It's like her procrastination thing. But yeah, it's funny, like once you're a designer, you're like, I just want to change that, let me just tweak that a little. Aja Hoyen, I love the versatility. Awesome. Kalanu, call it Planned 121. Yeah, I don't even know what to call it. Just Planner 101 Design. I switched to InDesign because of you, and I love it. Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, it's so much easier. Like, you think it's going to be easier to use Canva and all those other tools, but it's just not. Malaya, I really want to get into InDesign. The InDesign 101 course is still free. It's just a 5-day course, and it has an InDesign starter kit with it too that gives you a bunch of templates to help you get started, not with planners, just with InDesign in general, if like that's something you want to learn. Aja, InDesign is definitely a learning curve, but Lisa breaks everything down. Aw, thanks. Shevra by Shay. So do you have a video on how to format or save the planner in InDesign so the buttons work in GoodNotes? I do, but only, I shouldn't say only, all of the buttons, every single digital planner video I have tells you how to do that. Like when I do the video on how to edit the Etsy Kickstarter 2021 digital planner, how to edit the fitness digital planner, how to edit the wedding digital planner. Literally there's like 20 videos out there that show you how to save the planner inside of Adobe InDesign so the buttons work in GoodNotes. But yes, but just so you know, it's just file, export. I shouldn't even guess. I need to like be seeing it, but I think it's file, export, and you just have to make sure you do interactive PDF. All right, Chrissy, oh, I'm bilingual Portuguese, so I should think, you should definitely think about that. Portuguese is so hard to learn. I remember there was this girl, when I was at GE, I used to travel 100% for work, and it was the corporate audit staff, and we were deciding who could get to go to Brazil. Like everyone wanted to go to Brazil, right? Anyways, because I didn't speak any Spanish, I'm like terrible at languages or any other language, I did not get to go. But I remember everyone who was able to speak Portuguese obviously got to go. It was very exciting because there were only like 2 people that knew. So that how to speak Portuguese, which if you look it up for English speaking, like native English speaking people, Portuguese is like up there as like number 2 or 3 hardest to learn language. So that is definitely a niche area where I do not think you will have a lot of competition. Araceli Gutierrez, do you still offer the course on wedding invitations? So wedding invitations, yes. So that course is, I said I was raising the price. Honestly, I've been so busy, I didn't even raise the price. So if you use the link in the emails that went out or even in the other videos, then you can still get that course for $47. That $47 gets applied to Wedding Invitation Academy, which is launching later this summer. So yes, it's still available, and then you'll just get the $47 back when you enroll in the bigger course. Chrissy, I helped someone with a Kickstarter campaign, and having to deal with the logistics of tracking down people's addresses and getting stuff mailed out was a pain. Yeah. Those Kickstarter things, like, it's a really great thing. I think it can really help elevate you. You know, Ben and I have a friend here in town who did a Kickstarter and raised, I want to say $1 million. And this was probably like 3 or 4 years ago. And now his business is making $1 million every month. So it can help you, especially when you have inventory, just to, one, kind of do a proof of concept to make sure it's going to work, but also help you just to get some funding to get going, especially in the beginning when maybe you don't have a lot, you're not really sure where to go. And I think it really breaks that barrier down between venture capitalists and especially if you can't get a loan from a bank. So I love them and I hate them all at the same time. Like they have good pros and cons to each of them. But yeah, sometimes they're tough. Kalanu Art, are you going to cover doing these for KDP? Yeah, for sure. We're going to talk about low content and zero content books and how to format that paperback for KDP, because it is very different than doing it for a printer. So, and if no one knows what KDP is, KDP just means Amazon Publishing, which pretty much Amazon dominates. Yeah, you could make a book you could go what they call wide, and you could print on Kobo and Barnes and Noble. But honestly, I think that's a waste of your time. My book sales, 100% all of my books are just on Amazon. I did an experiment last year where I took my romance book off of Amazon because everyone's like, you should go wide. So I went wide, right? And I sold it everywhere. It was on Apple, it was on Barnes and Noble, right? So Kobo. And I'm not even going to exaggerate. I made like $1.21 the first month. I think I made $2.21 the second month. And my book doesn't make a lot either, but this was like way less than if I had just left it on Amazon by itself already. But I digress. Most of you are probably not writing romance books, so maybe that doesn't apply. Maru, I just joined. Is Planner 101, is Planner Design 101 only for a physical planner, or it works for digital? It is only for a physical planner, Maru, only. Because like I said, digital planners really didn't exist back in 2017. And not that they didn't exist, they just weren't as popular as they are now. They were kind of ugly. I mean, honestly, some of them are still kind of like not that great, but they were just really hideous and they were just not that popular. So yeah, I really didn't even talk about digital planners. It's kind of like Kalua's question about KDP. Like at the time I was kind of like, digital planners, those are stupid. I'm not going to talk about them. It's like Amazon. I was like, oh, doing print on demand for Amazon, that's stupid. I'm not going to talk about it. So like I said the other day, like I was really snobby about design and just being the prettiest designer out there. And so since then I've changed because one, not everybody wants that pretty high-end design. And two, a lot of different people are making literally millions of dollars doing catering to those other audiences. So it's a long way to answer your question. Coco, InDesign totally changed the look of my graphics and newsletters for clients. So this year I am increasing my prices with no fear. Awesome. That's perfect. I love to hear that. Ratera Howell, hello. I am super excited about starting Planner. Is InDesign the best software to work with? It is 100%. Now, I always say, like, you can use any software you want. You can use Photoshop, you can use, okay, well, maybe not photo, like that would take forever, but you can use Illustrator, you can use, there was one designer, she has totally left like the online scene. I can't remember her name, but it was like Lauren Hooker. Anyways, Lauren Hooker only used Adobe Illustrator. She's like, I do my slides in Adobe Illustrator. I make my brochures in Illustrator. I make logos in Illustrator. I make websites in Illustrator. Like that was a little extreme. I definitely use all of the different Adobe tools for their different purposes. But once you start learning one Adobe tool, because it's true, there is a huge learning curve. I won't even lie if you've never used it. That then you just kind of get comfortable with one. You're like, I just don't want to bother using other things. But I always say, you can use whatever software you want that you're most comfortable with, because there should not be a barrier to you getting started as a business and you just being like, you know what, I can't learn InDesign, so I'm just not going to start. And then you just do nothing, which has definitely happened to me. I've told you about my YouTube story where my camera just sat in my closet for like almost a year because I was afraid to use it and I had no idea how, even though I'd like wasted tons of money. I just kept buying more stuff for it. So, I like Adobe InDesign. All of my templates are InDesign. I teach in Adobe InDesign. However, if that's going to stop you from creating a planner, don't do it. Just use Keynote, just use Microsoft Word, use whatever is going to help you like get up and running. Chrissy, Portuguese is actually one of the most spoken languages in the world. Multiple countries speak it. And of course, Brazil has a huge population. They do. Everyone wants to go to Brazil and obviously Portugal. All right. Kalanu, great. Awesome. Naya Headley. Hi, sorry if you've answered this before and also because it's not Planner 101 related, but are you still doing the monthly pop-up, or has that now finished? Oh, no, thank you for asking that. They have not finished. I'm definitely doing a monthly pop-up every single month. The only difference is, so if you were here for the Plan With Me video I did last week, which maybe you sat through, maybe it was like 2 hours. It's another reason why I'm not doing Planner 101 today, because I really think they should be pre-recorded. I don't think someone wants to sit through an hour or 2 hours of me just chatting. Like, it's fun to chat when we're online, when we're doing lives, but I think for Planner 101, it should be pre-recorded. So it should be like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, like you're in, you're out, you can go do something else, you can move on with your life, right? So I'm not like trying to dominate your time. But yes, so what I said last week was monthly pop-ups. What I learned about myself is that I don't like doing the voting and then doing the one that everyone votes on. I know, like a baby. So this is also the reason I'm not good with client, like one-on-one custom design. I like just kind of doing what I want to do. So I had put out a schedule inside of there of all the different planners that I've always wanted to do that just weren't voted on. And, you know, I think the big lesson learned for me last year too, or for all of us, was Christian planners were so huge. They were like, they had the most votes ever. People were emailing me all the time about it. And I think I sold like 5 of them, right? So it was like a lot of work to do any of these, and I'm happy to do them, but everyone had voted that they wanted the Christian planner. And I think sometimes people just like voting. Or maybe it was the other selections that were there in comparison to the Christian planner. That one looked the best. But no one bought that, versus the wellness planner, which didn't win 1 month, but I had extra time and I made 2 planners 1 month. And that one is my best seller. So the lesson learned, I think, for all of us is, one, I'm happiest doing the planners I want to do, which I've already pre-selected for 2021. And 2, you just don't know what's going to sell. And I know I 100% don't believe, if you listen to my other video on how to create a course, I don't believe in doing a beta, like sell it before you buy it, or make sure people want it, or what's the word? I think it's like a beta launch, like a beta course, but that's not the right term. Like, I don't think you have to validate. That's what I'm talking about. You don't have to validate your ideas. If you have something out there, just put it out there, and then people will find you. Like, there are billions of people in the world who don't know what everybody wants. And all of those client avatars, I think those are a massively huge waste of time as well. And I know that goes against everything else that everyone preaches for business, but you know, I feel like you started a business or had an idea because you were excited about it, and you should just go for it. And other people will see that excitement, and there's always going to be people that are going to want to buy, and you shouldn't have to worry about trying to please everybody. That was probably the longest answer ever, Naya, to your question. You're probably like, I just wanted a yes, no. So the answer is yes. The pop-up shops are still happening, but they are not going to be voted on. I'm just going to put out there what I want. So there's that. Cassie, I know you're not covering digital planners, but wondering if you can at some point show how to hyperlink a digital planner. P.S. Love your course. Oh, thanks. So digital planners, how to hyperlink it is really easy. If you, like I said, if you watch any of those digital, like how to edit the digital planners, I know it can be a little boring, but they're already inside of there on how to hyperlink the digital planners inside of Adobe InDesign. So that's all inside of there. Or if you just buy any of my digital planners, they're already hyperlinked inside of there, so you can see how it works there too. I hope that helps. Ratera Howell, thank you. The best one-stop shop software that can help me learn the basics, but will allow me to advance as I learn more. I want to do planners and journals. Cool. Yeah, you can definitely use Adobe InDesign to do everything. So to me, Adobe InDesign is the one-stop software for page design. It's what all of the marketing or the magazines used for layouts. Newspapers use it. I don't know if anyone was ever on their school newspaper. Like volunteer, is it a volunteer thing? I don't know how it works in college, but we for sure used Adobe InDesign, and we also use Quark. Quark, I think, I don't want to say it's going away. I think people still use Quark, but using those layout tools for text and images mixed together, you usually always want to use InDesign or Quark. Chrissy, pre-sale? Pre-sale for, I'm so sorry, I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I don't have anything up for pre-sale yet. Naya, I understand regarding the Christian planners, it's very different to a lot of the other faith planners out there. So I guess when we vote, we are voting for our own expectations and assumptions. Yeah, it's hard to say. That's a really good point too. Like I'm Christian, but I went to a Catholic college. I grew up, I like not going to church really. I think we went to Lutheran, and then my cousin made us go to Baptist and like everything else. But for sure, like when it comes to like knowing stuff, I only know Catholic stuff, like, because I had to take a year of religious studies in college. Everyone I know is like all Catholic. So it's a very Catholic planner that I did put out there. So it's possible people were thinking it would be like more of an inspirational, non-denominational planner, which it is not. It is very much like it follows the ecclesiastical calendar and all the canon, like it's very like to the letter. So maybe I should just remarket it as a Catholic planner. So, all right, so let's just go back and I will give you a preview of what is inside of the new Planner 101. All right, so the new course objectives are, I am going to assume that if you are going to sign up for Planner 101, it's because you love everything. You love the planners, you love notebooks, you love journals, you love stationery, and you just want to start making your own. Doesn't mean you want to design your own. You want to kind of sell your own, right? Like you have an idea, you have some colors you like. It's just like kind of, I've taken the stance where, like maybe you want a website, right? But it doesn't mean you want to program it and learn how to do CSS. You just have an idea of kind of what you want it to look like. And you just need someone to help guide you, and all the tech stuff can be done by somebody else. So in the new one, we're going to start talking, like I said, more about like business. So we're going to talk about how to find profitable niches. We're going to talk about what to sell, what not to sell, because I do believe some things are phasing out that a lot of people were buying that they aren't buying anymore. I think how to scale your revenue, right? So how to grow beyond just being a planner, because I think a lot of people are starting out with one product. Who knows what it is? Maybe it's a coaching product, maybe it's a fitness ebook, and then they've created empires. And there's no reason why you cannot do the same. So we're going to talk about how to think about scaling your planner business into a full all-inclusive shop, or into services, or into a course. Because remember, I was going to talk about digital products as my like new shtick, but instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just talk about digital products for free, like just coaching every month with courses and talking about all the tools to use because it's fun, but I'm not really interested in like creating a hardcore course about it. So we're going to talk though, take all of that stuff and I'm going to put it together for you. And we're going to talk about how to start selling more passive income. And you're hearing a lot of things about all these people making money with digital products. So we're going to talk about that as well, and how to make it complementary to your business and also get you some quick, there's a lot of training out there now called quick cash injections. So we're going to talk about doing cash injections too, so that you can start making money right away. Because sometimes when you want to make a planner, it's going to take, let's say, a month to get up and running. So everything in Planner Academy 2.0 is set up so that from day 1 to day 30, you should have something up in your store and ready to go. However, I do understand that some of us have tech issues, because I have them right now as well, and that's really what's holding me up. And so, or sometimes maybe you can't get the help, or maybe you have other things going on. So we'll talk about ways to get some quick cash injections so you can at least have some money coming in, because I do know how to teach that. I just haven't focused on it. And I think sometimes it's stopping a lot of people from building an actual online business or creating a planner because they just don't have extra revenue coming in. And so we'll talk about different ways that you can just kind of give yourself money to fund your own business. We'll talk about best practices in the planner industry, and we're going to put together a mini business plan too for a stationery store for you, so that again, you kind of have somewhere you know where you want to go, versus just saying in the old Planner Academy 2.0 and or the old Planner Academy 1.0 and the old Planner 101 design, I was just all focused on design, or just making the prettiest planner. So like my goal before, or my belief really was like, whoever has the prettiest planner is going to win. And they're going to be the most successful business. And not to say that's not true, but I think there's a couple other things that go into that and other different paths that you can take. So we'll be talking about that as well. All right, so day one of Planner 101, the new version, is what's hot and what's not. And not just telling you a trend like what's hot today, because I definitely know what's going to work for 2021. But more importantly, we're going to talk about how you can figure that out, because it's possible. There was someone in a past course, or like cohort, I guess you call it, of Boss School who really wanted to make planners for Jane Austen fans. And she wanted them to be beautiful and she wanted them to have flowers. And if you see on TV right now, what is that new? Bridgerton on Netflix is a very popular show. It's historical romance, something that people maybe are avid fans of. And then other people are like, oh, I could maybe be interested in that. And then all of a sudden now, that's like a big industry. So we'll talk about how to take something you love and figure out, what's kind of going on trending in that area. And maybe it's not the right time for some of your ideas and you just want to shelve them and then maybe bring them out later. So we'll talk about how to mix those two together, like what the market wants and also what you want. Day two, we'll talk about how to dominate the planner world, right? So how to crush your competition. So if you remember from business, or well, you may or may not remember this if you did not take the course, but inside of Boss School, I do an extensive training on, like, it's a big, huge thing. Oh, actually, I sold all of you the template, the business plan template. It was like, I think 100 pages. But a huge thing inside of there is Jim Collins' BHAG. So if you don't know what a BHAG is, it's a big, hairy, audacious goal, right? And so Nike's goal was simply to crush Adidas. That was like their BHAG. That's like, this is probably the only time I actually believe in goals is when they're BHAG goals. Because it's not like they're going to put together a task plan and like little mini details, right? It is like an overall mantra. It is a theme. It is a movement. It is something that everybody in the company can get excited about. Now, the funny thing is when they came up with that, Adidas used to be number one. Adidas is definitely not number one, except maybe in Germany, which is where they're based. Nike definitely dominates. So having that goal crush Adidas was like overarching, probably the best thing for them. So we're going to talk about how you can do that in the planner world and how you can crush your competition. And again, remember, based on number one, what's hot and what's not and what you like doing, that could be very different. Like could want to crush I don't know, Erin Condren. Somebody else could want to crush and be the Martha Stewart of the planner world, right? So we all have different objectives. So we'll talk about how to do some research in that area, do a SWOT analysis, no matter what niche you want to go into. Day three, we'll talk about setting up your distribution channel. So remember, you're a business. We really didn't talk about this at all in Planner 101 design, because again, just focused on making everything pretty. But once you have your planner, and again, I think it could just be something you get designed, something you buy as a template and make some tweaks to, like that should never stop you from getting things going. But what did stop a lot of people was, okay, well, how do I sell it? Like logistically, how do I deliver it? Do I email it to people? Do they have a login somewhere? Should I sign up for Shopify? Should I do shipping on my own? Right? There's a lot of different things with the distribution channel that get really confusing. Should I go with a fulfillment center? Should I use Vervante that has all-in-one? Should I try to just order like 1,000 planners, stick them in my garage at home, and then package them up myself and buy my own tissue paper, right? So we'll talk about the different distribution plans, whether you're doing print on demand, whether you are doing printables, or whether you're doing physical or digital, or I don't even know what else there is out there. So we'll talk about all of that and what that really means, what I would suggest basically for your distribution channel. So it's what I think is a best practice. You can obviously make changes, but we'll talk to you about some of the considerations, especially if you are, like I used to live in New York City before I came here. There's not a lot of real estate. So, and even now in our garage, because Ben has a ton of stuff, like we have 2 broken bicycles that are in there. We have a broken motorcycle that's now in there. We have camping gear that he has because he likes to go camping. We have his whole gym weight set, right? So I can't even get my car in the garage. So you might have the same situation where, yeah, you have a garage. You could stick things out there, but it's already being occupied somewhere else. So the DIY at-home distribution channel is not going to work for you. So we will talk about all of the different options that are out there based on your personal situation and also what you like doing. I don't like wrapping things. I don't like packaging things. And I definitely don't want to have to put gloves on every time because you have oils on your finger. So I'm not going to do any of my own fulfillment. You might feel the same too, even if I did have the space. So I'm going on and on about day 3, but that's what we're going to talk about. Now, like I said, I think you can grow everything. So I want you to start thinking now versus later. Like I had this as like, I don't think I even talked about this ever inside of Planner Academy 101, or Planner Academy 1.0, but you can curate an entire store or an entire business just around one product, one theme, one type of customer that you're relating to, because they're already there. Like sometimes there's people I want to buy from, like Bloom Daily Planners has the best stickers in the whole world. Like they're my favorite stickers ever. And so if they had sold more products that are similar to that, I would just buy them. I don't even know what I need. Do I need cards? Maybe I'll just go ahead and buy, like, I think you saw I did an unboxing. I bought every single card deck they have because I really like their word art and their illustrations, and they all kind of look the same. Maybe there's something else I need. I don't even know. Maybe I need mugs that have this on this. Maybe I need pens that have these on there. Maybe I want stamps that have their cute little designs on there, right? So whatever it is that is your sort of winning shtick, your niche, you can, again, create a whole business out of it. I'm sure you can think of people that you love and you're like, I would totally buy more stuff from them if they had more things to sell. So we'll talk about doing drop shipping. That's something new that I really want to get into with Planner Academy 2.0. I think I mentioned this before. I'll be honest, I haven't looked at them, but I have 3 or 4 different drop shipping companies that have provided me with free logins just to check out their software because they really want me to promote them. So I will do that before Planner Academy 2.0 goes out because I do think that drop shipping could be a really great complement to your business where you don't have to make something new. You can just kind of curate things that match with the rest of your store. So that is day 4. And then day 5, we will create a mini business plan. So day 5 is all about taking everything that we talked about during days 1 through 4 and then actually putting a plan together so you feel super excited. You feel like this could actually make some money and it could be a business, whether that's a side hustle or that is a full-time business. And just so you know, this business that I started, Pretty Fabulous, I started it as a full-time business. I like just cold turkey quit my job and I had saved up like 3 years worth of salary just because I lack the ability to do 2 jobs based on the job that I have. Like I hear a lot of stories where people are like, oh, I finally quit my job, but they were making, and not to like downplay them, but you know, if you're making less than 6 figures, you probably have a lower level job where you get to clock out at 5 o'clock and go home, right? So I like had to work till midnight. I'm traveling all the time. People need stuff on weekends. I'm hosting events, right? So certain jobs are such that you cannot, and I think you guys know, you just can't start a side hustle. It's just not possible. Like I'm logistically not even in town, right? And so I think that if that is the case, you might want to do what I do and just say, okay, how much do I need to save up so I can just quit cold turkey and then hit the ground running? Or maybe I don't make, I don't have a schedule where I'm beholden to somebody. I have some vacation days. I can take some sick days. I definitely can leave work every day at 5 o'clock. Don't worry about it. No one's texting me and emailing me 1,000 times until midnight asking me questions. I can use all that time and space to work on my side hustle. So again, not like looking down on anyone. I just think you need to be really smart about where you are and what you can do. And so that's why I feel like putting together a mini business plan at the end of all this kind of gives you that hope and tells you exactly like what you can and can't do. So is that everything? I think that's everything. Oops. Let's see. Oh yeah, so what's next? So how's it going to go? So like I said, we're already at 12:45. I have just been chatting and chatting. Like when questions come up, I just obviously go on tangents. So again, I think that would make for a very poor experience for Planner 101 for the new version. I'm going to have slides. Everything will be pre-recorded. Everything's going to be delivered via email. and you'll get a workbook. So right now it's set up so it looks like it's going to be delivered via Podia. It's not. Each new day is going to have its own landing page. And also, the only thing that's keeping me from going forward with it today is I'm having tech issues. Like, being totally honest, I think I told you guys I have Thavecart, I have Samcart, and neither one is working to hook up. And I've been trying to set up Mighty Networks on the back end too, like in my spare time. So I'm just having some tech issues. It's the only thing that is stopping me. So in theory, I'm targeting next Monday as the launch. Each lesson will be drip fed each day of the week. So in theory, Monday through Friday, you'll be done. However, if it's done earlier, I'll push it out earlier. But if I'm still having tech issues, it might be a little later. But just know that I'm working on it, and hopefully it'll all get resolved. So that's everything. So let me go ahead and there we go. See if you guys have any questions. Let's see. Pre-sale. Melanie, I did the Buy the Planner and saw it was a Catholic planner. Great idea, marketing as a marketing planner. Yeah, it is definitely Catholic. So Catholic planner, as a Catholic planner, I know what you meant. Melanie, I did Buy the Planner, so it was Catholic planner. Great idea, marketing as Catholic planner. Catchy, hi from the UK. Wow, it is late there. Thanks for joining. Chrissy, what are things you mentioned that you think are falling out of popularity? I think a lot of things that are falling out of popularity are disc planners. Although I am biased because I passionately dislike disc planners. I think Kickstarters, honestly, are kind of falling out of popularity to do for planners. I don't know off the top of my head, Chrissy, anything else, but they're definitely in the slides that will be coming out. Are you worried that you're working on something that's like a no issue, a non-starter? And that's really just for this year. I think, each year has its own trends, and each year has different things going on. Like, we have a lot of different things going on that were going on in years prior. I think having felt is not taking off like people thought it would, having felt covers. So that's something else. All right, Cassie, sorry if I missed this. I already have Planner 101. Will I have access to this new information? So Cassie, if you have Planner 101, the old version, you still have it. Your grandfather did. The new version, just make sure you sign up with the link below. If you're already signed up, it'll just tell you you're already signed up. But the email will only be going out to the people that are signed up below. Coco, have you ever used Vervante for printing? I do. I love Vervante. So I, in fact, have a video just dedicated to Vervante as a third-party printer. And pretty much inside of Planner Academy 1.0 too, if you're in there, there is a 1-hour interview with Cindy from Vervante where she just tells you everything that she can do in terms of packaging, tissue paper, fulfillment, inventory, how it works with Amazon. All of that information is inside of there. But yeah, for sure, I love Vervante. Chrissy, are there specific planners out there right now that were created by people who have taken your course? Can you share their names with us? I can. So if you go to the latest, I shouldn't say the latest, last month in December, I did an unboxing for Nicole's planner, which is the Momentum Planner. Great question though about getting everyone in there. I've done a terrible job. I'm like the worst at testimonials, like the worst. I hired a copywriter to get testimonials for me. But that's why I think having this new Planner Academy 2.0 in Mighty Networks, where we're actually networking and talking in a forum, I think will help a lot. But yeah, there's the only one. And again, I didn't focus at all on sales, 0. So I really never followed up with people to see if they were marketing and putting things out there. But that's going to change. Cassie, do you think it's important to niche down? Any successful planner businesses that are not niche? Is that important to niche? I think if you were just starting out and you have limited funding, yes, it's important to niche. I think if you have a unlimited source of cash, it is not important to niche because you can get everything. You can work out a deal with Target. You can work out a deal with Office Depot and get your stuff in the stores. Although I don't know how how valuable that is right now. I don't know, did you guys see my last video when I was talking about Target, how to get your stuff into Target? Target just started a Target retailer program where they're going to teach you, like Target themselves are going to teach you how to become a retailer for Target. So I left that link in the bottom of that video. So definitely go sign up. I think it's free. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but for sure it's starting now. So you don't want to miss out if that's something you want to do. But back to your question, Cassie, I do think it's important to niche down, especially when you're first starting, if you don't have the marketing dollars. Again, if you do have unlimited sources of cash, which I used to have a friend who like has like millions of dollars just sitting around because her family has lots of money, then you don't need to niche down. You can just put whatever out there and just throw a ton of ad money at it and people are going to buy your planner. So just something that's why I always say to niche down, because most people don't have an unlimited source of cash. Kalanu, do they do the printing totally? Yes. I think you're talking about Vervante, and yes, they do. Kalani, is the drop shipping print on demand? Not necessarily. Drop shipping and print on demand can be the same thing, or they can be mutually exclusive. So print on demand is basically what Amazon does. So if you do those low or zero content books through Amazon publishing and through Amazon paperback, that is print on demand. So when an order comes in, they'll print it out for you. If you are doing drop shipping, that usually means drop shipping is like, I have a bunch of stuff in inventory and I'm going to drop it and ship it out, right? So it could have some customization, it could not. So I think they're not the same thing. They're two totally different concepts, but they could possibly be the same thing, if that makes sense. Don't worry, we're going to go more into that when we talk about distribution channels, because I know if you have limited amounts of cash, print on demand is very appealing. Melanie Rice, so excited, can't wait. Awesome. Nicola, do we have to buy Design 101 before buying Planner Academy, as says below the video? So if you are buying, so just to be clear, I said if you want to do design, I think you should buy Design Planner 101 Design. If you are not interested in really doing your own design, you could totally skip it. If you are enrolled in Planner Academy 1.0, you will automatically get access to Planner 101 Design. So you wouldn't have to buy it. So hopefully that makes sense. If you're still confused, Nicola, just send me an email. Melanie, how can we give you a planner for unboxing? It's really easy. Just DM me on Instagram or drop me an email, and I will do an unboxing of your video. I don't charge anything, and I will put all of your links in there. You don't have to sign me up as an affiliate. I'm happy to do it for anybody. Chrissy, I was just curious about trends. I've been in the planner community for a few years now, and here are both diehard disc and coil planners, and I think they will stick around. I don't even know what to say. Like, if you think that is fine. If you want to make disc planners, then you definitely should. I for sure think coil planners will be around forever. I think disc planners, again, like I said, I could be biased because I'm so repulsed by disc planners. I can't stand them. So that could be part of it too. Chrissy, personally, I love moving stuff around on disc because I hate the snapping sound of rings, although I do prefer the aesthetic of a coil. Oh, Chrissy, you're so complicated. Nicola, perfect. Thank you. Awesome. All right, guys, if you don't have any other questions, hopefully that gave you a good update on what's going on. I know I didn't deliver Planner 101 today, but honestly, it's been an hour now. We're at the 12:55 mark, which I love talking to you guys, but I think it will make for a terrible experience if you are trying to just learn the information that I'm trying to give on the slides. So Planner 101, again, just to be really, really clear, it will be pre-recorded. Let me share this again. It will be pre-recorded. It will be delivered via email. It'll have different landing pages. It'll have a workbook, and it will not be on Podia. So it's not going to be a course that you go to. It should just kind of be, hopefully, just an email. You see it, you get a summary, you watch the video, you're done. Like, quick and easy. Like I'm not trying to drag it out forever. So again, day one inside of here is what's hot, what's not, how to find those trends. Day two is how to dominate the planner world, how to crush your competition, whatever your competition may be. Day three is setting up your distribution channel. And I'm going to just give you what I think are the best distribution channels, whether you're doing print on demand or you're doing DIY at home. And then we'll talk about how to curate an entire shop or an entire business, right? So there's courses and coaching that you can offer in addition to whatever your main offer is so that you can have an entire business around your planner. And then we'll talk about putting together a mini business plan for you going forward. So that is what is coming up. And I can't wait to help you guys. And, oh, there's a question. Naya, did you say there was a business plan template somewhere? There is a business plan template somewhere. So if you just go to my website, Pretty Fabulous Designs, go to the shop, there's a pop-up shop planner called the Business Planner. And that is all inside of there. So you can pretty much, I think I did this for most of the planners. I think all the planners at the bottom, there's a preview on issue. And you can just go through and you can see every page that you're going to get before you buy it. So that way, you know whether or not you even want that template. Ratira, how excited. Awesome. All right, guys. I hope everyone's having a great start to their new year and a great start to the first Monday of the year. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Oh, I forgot. I think I multicasted this to Crowdcast. So let me see if there's questions there. Elise, hi, I'm here. Hi, Elise. I'm so sorry. I'm saying hello like 20 years later. So this is new. So I'm doing, let me see if I can show it to you guys. I am doing RMTP. So it is, I can't show it to you because it's streaming from within there, if that makes sense. So I'm streaming to both Crowdcast because there's like, I think 600 followers there and they get a notice if something goes live. And I'm streaming to YouTube at the same time. So trying to do both. Terry Lee, I'm here too. Hi, Terry. Maria Sobala, I just purchased the Planner 101 design course and super excited. Awesome. Vanya, did you say there was a business template somewhere? I did. I don't know if you asked that over on YouTube as well. So yes, Vanya, there is a business template. Do you want me to just find it? I think I can just find it for you before we go. Let's see. Who am I? Pretty Fabulous Designs. Shop. Business plan. It's called Girl Boss Blueprints. So it's over here. So I put the link there. I think it's showing up everywhere. Yeah. There we go. All right, guys. Goodbye for real this time.